The hospital band was still on my wrist when I made the first call, 3 days after they pulled me from the car. 2 broken ribs, a collapsed lung, and my right arm in a sling that smelled like antiseptic and regret. The baby was with a neighbor, a woman I'd spoken to maybe 4 times, who showed up with freezer meals and didn't ask questions. She sent photos. I stared at them between nurses coming to check my vitals. On day 3, I called my mother. I remember the number. I remember the delay before it connected. I remember the background noise when it did water, maybe, or wind, someone laughing. A clink of glass. Hi, Mom, no, sweetheart, hold on, muffled. She was talking to someone else. Then back. I'm on the deck. It's awful signal. Are you okay? Your father said something about a car. I was in an accident. I'm in the hospital. I need someone to take the baby for a few weeks. Silence. Just the water sound. For how long? I don't know, at least until I can lift her. The car is gone, Mom. I can't drive anyway. I just hang on, more muffled. She came back. I'm on a cruise. You knew that. We've been planning this for months. I didn't know. You didn't tell me. Well, I'm telling you now. I'm in the middle of the ocean, sweetheart. I can't just... A pause. Can't your sister help? She's in London. Right. Well, the line crackled. Look, your sister never needs help like this. She figured it out. You'll figure it out too. You're resourceful. You always have been. I didn't say anything. Sweetheart, I have to go. We're docking in an hour. I'll call you when I'm back. It's only 2 weeks. You'll manage? She hung up. I stared at the ceiling, counted tiles, 17, then lost count. The second call was to an agency, postpartum support. I said, full-time temporary, how soon? The woman on the other end asked questions. I answered. She said she had someone who could start in 3 days. I gave her my credit card information from memory. The nurse had to hold the phone for me while I read the numbers. Her name was Rosa. She arrived at my apartment the day I was discharged. The neighbor handed over the baby, a bag of diapers, 3 bottles. Rosa looked at my sling, at the way I couldn't quite stand straight, and said, I'll take nights. You sleep. I slept. 3 weeks passed. My mother didn't call. Rosa sent me photos during the day when I was at follow-up appointments. The baby on a blanket. The baby in Rosa's arms. The baby sleeping. I stopped counting tiles. Started counting ounces, hours, the space between breaths that didn't hurt. I didn't call my mother either. At first it was pride. Then it was something else, a kind of forgetting. The days filled with other things, physical therapy, the baby's weight checks, Rosa's quiet presence in the kitchen making soup I didn't ask for. My mother became smaller, less central, like a room I'd stopped walking through. The cruise ended. She called on a Tuesday. I'm back, she said, like nothing, like the ocean had swallowed the weeks between us. When can I see the baby? Tomorrow, I said. 4 o'clock. I'll bring lunch. Okay. I didn't tell her about Rosa. I didn't tell her anything. She arrived at 4. Oh, I was on the couch, arm propped on pillows. The baby was in her bassinet, asleep. Rosa was at the kitchen counter, washing bottles. My mother walked in with a bag from a deli. She set it on the table. She looked at me, the sling, the way I moved slow, and something passed over her face. Guilt, maybe, or just discomfort. Where is she? My mother asked. I nodded toward the bassinet. She walked over, leaned down, made soft sounds, reached for the baby. She just went down, Rosa said. Not sharp, just factual. Still washing bottles. Took 40 minutes. If she wakes now, she'll be fussy the rest of the evening. My mother's hands stopped in the air. She straightened, turned, looked at Rosa, looked at me. Who is this? That's Rosa, I said. She's been here since I got home. You hired someone. You were on a cruise. The words sat in the room. My mother's mouth opened, closed, opened again. I was gone 2 weeks. 3, I said, and I needed help the day after the accident. Not 2 weeks later, not 3, the day after. Rosa dried her hands on a towel, folded it, hung it over the sink. She didn't look at either of us, just moved to the bassinet, checked the baby without touching her, and walked quietly to the guest room, closed the door. My mother stood in the middle of the kitchen. She looked smaller than I remembered. I didn't realize she started. I know. I thought you'd manage. I did. She looked at the closed door, at the bottles drying on the rack, at the baby's blanket on the couch, at me. You didn't need me, she said. It wasn't a question. I didn't answer. She stayed 20 minutes, held the baby after she woke, careful, quiet, said something about calling soon, left the deli bag on the table. I ate the sandwich later. It was good. Rosa came back out after the door closed. Didn't ask. Just took the baby so I could eat with both hands. That was 6 months ago. My mother calls sometimes. I answer sometimes. She asks about the baby. I tell her. She asks if I need anything. I say no. I mean it. Rosa comes twice a week now, just during the day. The baby knows her, reaches for her. My mother sees the photos on the rare occasions I send them, sees Rosa in the background sometimes, doesn't comment. The door is still open. She could walk through any time. But I'm not waiting on the other side anymore. I haven't counted tiles in months. Tonight the baby is asleep. My ribs are healed. And the apartment is quiet. Not the quiet of being alone. The quiet of having filled the space myself. It's enough. It's more than enough.